Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the main petitioner in the historic and the landmark case of right to privacy, when right to privacy became a part of fundamental right under Article 21. So the main petitioner in the right to privacy case was Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, and Justice K.S. Puttaswamy has passed away at the age of 98. So first of all, let us look at the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news, then about right to privacy, what was the impact of this judgment decision of the 9 judges and how the decision took place, and then India's commitment under international law, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is polity section. As we move forward, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. The news talks about Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, key petitioner in the right to privacy case, passes away at the age of 98. So, Drishti IAS has come up with the IAS GS Foundation course for both prelims and mains in an offline mode in English medium, and the Indore batch is starting from 13th of November 2024, 3:30 p.m. and if you have any query, give us a call at 8010440440. Now coming back to the news, so Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, who was the key petitioner in the right to privacy case, has passed away at the age of 98, and he was the chief, or you can say he was the judge at the Karnataka High Court. Now let us talk about right to privacy, and it is one of the points which has been asked in the PYQ also, that right to privacy comes under which fundamental right. So the correct answer is Article 21, because Article 21, that is right to life, it has many different dimensions under it, and the area is very broadened, and the area is also very expanded, and the article area has been expanded a lot since the time it came into existence. So on August 2017, the 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court in Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, it unanimously held that Indians have a constitutionally protected fundamental right to privacy. It means that earlier the right to privacy was not fundamentally protected, and when we say fundamentally protected, it means it is given in the constitution. But after August 2017, the right to privacy became fundamentally protected under Article 21. It means it became a part of the fundamental rights of Indian citizens. So it became protected fundamental right to privacy, that is an integrate part of life and liberty under Article 21. So right to life and liberty, which is Article 21. Now Article 21 scope was expanded on August 2017, and one of the key petitioner was Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, and right to privacy became a part of Article 21. Then privacy is a natural right and inheres that in all natural persons. It means that the right to privacy, every single person, or you can say that every single person present in India, or every Indian citizen has the right to privacy. It means that right to privacy means it is up to you whether you want to disclose your information to others or not, or you want to keep it private, or you do not want other people to know about your information. So every Indian citizen has the right to privacy. Now right to privacy is not absolute, it also has restrictions. So right to privacy is not absolute. This is one point that you need to know, that right to privacy is not absolute and it is restricted, but it is restricted only by the state action that passes each of the 3 tests. So the right to privacy, which is not absolute, it is restricted, and state can take action, but state can take action only on very few grounds. And what are these grounds? There are 3 grounds of it. So these 3 grounds are: first, such state action must have a legislative mandate. It must be pursuing a legitimized state purpose, and third, it must be proportionate. That is, each state action both in nature and extent must be necessary in a democratic society. Now what does this mean? See, whenever state can restrict anyone's right to privacy, it means that state has a legal and a legitimate reason of doing it, and state can prove that that reason is legalized. And then it must be proportional. It means that any of the things can take place which can affect the national security, which might affect the public order. So in those cases also the state can restrict a person's right to privacy. So these are the 3 points: legislative mandate, legitimate state purpose, and proportionate. So this is about right to privacy. What you need to remember: first of all, key petitioner, then Article 21 expanded, and then what are the 3 reasons because of which the right to privacy can be restricted. Now, impact of the judgment. So what the judgment did was that the judgment fundamentally changed the way in which the government viewed its citizens' privacy, both in practice and prescription. It means that before the right to privacy became a part of fundamental rights, the state was viewing a person's right to privacy differently. But after this judgment, the right to privacy definition and the perception also changed with regard to state, that state also cannot unilaterally or coercively can enter into a person's private things or a person's private life, that is right to privacy. It means every citizen has or can put certain boundaries to the things that the person wants to share or not. Then governments to undertake structural reforms and bring transparency and openness in the process of commissioning and executing its surveillance project. Now, before the time right to privacy became a part of the fundamental right, the surveillance program, if any government was running, or you can say that the state was running or Indian state was running, it was completely on the basis of what the state wanted to do, and the state did not have to take anyone's action or anyone's permission. But after right to privacy became a fundamental right, now the state also need to have certain grounds to enter into anyone's zone or to disharm anyone's right to privacy. Then authorities to demonstrate great care and sensitivity in dealing with personal information of its citizen. And one of the biggest example of this is Aadhaar. One of the biggest, you can say, the criticism which Aadhaar or the Aadhaar case faces is that the right to privacy is harmed and the right to privacy is breached, because the personal information of the citizen or the Indian citizens is shared, and the biometric information of people or Indian citizens are also shared with the Aadhaar, and that is present with the government. So if any kind of breach takes place, then the personal information of any person, or the, you can say, the crores of people have their personal information with regard to Aadhaar, so that breach can actually result in flooding of the personal information of Indian citizens. Now, decision of 9 judges. So how did it impacted? So the right to privacy decision, it overruled the MP Sharma versus Satish Chandra, and it talked about that right to privacy is not protected by the Constitution of India. So in MP Sharma versus Satish Chandra, what was the case which talked about? It talked about that right to privacy is not protected by the Constitution of India. So the right to privacy overruled this. Then come the Khadak Singh case. So the Khadak Singh case talks about that right to privacy is not guaranteed by Part 3. It means that the right to privacy is not guaranteed by the fundamental right. So this case was also overruled by the right to privacy case. And the right to privacy case in 2017 became a part of Article 21, and it overruled all previous decisions. Then India's commitment under the international law. So how right to privacy becoming a part of fundamental rights deals with the India's international law and India's commitment towards international law. So Article 51 of Indian Constitution, which is also a DPSP, that is the Directive Principles of State Policy, and DPSP can be considered as ideal goals which a state needs to follow to run a state. So Article 51 of the Indian Constitution, which is a DPSP, it talks about that the state requires to strive to foster respect for international law and treaty obligations in the dealings of organized people with one another. So international law needs to be respected. Then Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights recognizes the right to privacy, and India follows the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and its Article 12 talks about right to privacy. So when India made right to privacy a fundamental right, it means it is obligating with its international commitments or its commitments. So recognizing privacy as a fundamental constitutional value is part of India's commitment to the global human rights regime. So it means whatever the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is saying on international level, India is also following it at the national level. So this was about it. And in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And it talks about the right to privacy comes under which article of the Indian Constitution? Article 19, Article 20, Article 21 or Article 22? Easy one. We have discussed this in the video. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time. Keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.